Hello, friends. It's me in the dark. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to my vlog channel. I hope that you're all having a wonderful day or night. I surely am. If you couldn't tell by the darkness, it is nighttime. It is 2:44 in the morning. So technically the wee hours of the morning, but I have been driving since like 11, so it's still like the middle of the night for me. This video, you will not be able to see me, and I hope that's okay. That is the safest way to go about it, and I am completely not looking at you, hands-free, not holding the camera, nothing like that. So we are safe, we are good to go. But yeah, this will be more of just like me chit-chatting with you, having a little ramble rooney doony doo, little sesh, talking to you, keeping me company on this late night. I can't guarantee what my exact cadence is, not the right word, but is going to be. I mean, you never really know what you're going to get with me, whether it's going to be like super loud and fun and excited and funny and like making jokes, or if I'm going to be more like reserved and serious and kind of sad, or whatever. You never know exactly what you're going to get. Not only because I am a Gemini, but because I am bipolar and my mood fluctuates. But also I'm just tired right now. I'm not like, oh my God, I'm exhausted, I'm gonna fall asleep, and nothing like that, but I am. It is the middle of the night, so I might be a little bit more monotone, but yeah, I just wanted to chat with you. We just stopped to go to the bathroom and get some gas. I filled up the tank nice and full and let Passport out to go to the bathroom, and I went to the bathroom and then got back in the car, and we are back on the road. Shooby-doo. Shooby-doo-wop. We're back on the road. Passport was happy to stretch her legs and get out and go to the bathroom, that's for sure. I didn't really have to go, but I figured it was a good time to go because I don't know when exactly I'm going to hit Chicago, but I have seen it on a few signs coming up, that I've gone past, and I do not want to stop in Chicago in the middle of the night. No, thank you. So instead, I decided to stop, and I also not refuse to stop anywhere else, but like a really safe bet, especially when you're traveling alone, is a Love's Travel Center. I've found that that's a really good option because it's going to be open, so you can go in, you can use the bathroom, that kind of thing. It's not going to be just like, oh shit, let me find a gas station, and then you pull up to it and it's closed. And you're like, oh great, perfect, had to pee, or had to pay in cash, or whatever the case may be. So Love's is always open, and it has everything you need, like literally everything. So anything that you might be like, oh shit, I forgot this at home, they've probably got it there, because it's like a huge super center for travelers and truck drivers and stuff. And it's always really big, super lit up, and just full of people, so it's safe. It's not going to be like a small town gas station with nobody in it or anything like that. So yeah, it's just a good option. So that's where we went to go to the bathroom, and the stars are so beautiful tonight, by the way. Like literally so pretty. I can see so many of them. I'm looking directly up, and it looks like the Big Dipper, but not. I can't really see the handle of it, just the ladle part, and so that leads me to believe it's not the Big Dipper, but it certainly looks like it. There are a lot of stars. It's just very beautiful. Thankfully, so far I've only seen one animal cross in front of me on the road, and that was a coyote. But I have not seen any deer or anything like that. I've got the eyes peeled, sister. I don't take any chances, especially like driving at night. I'm so hyper alert. My hands just like grip the steering wheel so tight that I start to get cramps in like my arms because I'm just like so activated and so like paying attention. I'm so like paying attention. But yeah, your girl is on a little trip, a little tripperoonie and a half, and yeah, I'm on the road with my girl, Passport. Just one girl this time. I did not bring the other one, although I did consider it many times, especially when I went to say goodnight to her, because I told her, I was like, I'm gonna wake you up and say goodbye before I go. And so I did, and I tried so hard to wake her up, but she was so tired, she wouldn't move, and I was just like, Mommy loves you, Rosie, so much. And she was like, Rosie loves Mommy so much. And I was like, okay, girl. But in that moment, I was like, oh, I wish I could bring her with me, but the car was already packed, Passport was already in it, it was time to go, and she didn't have any like snacks packed or her headphones charged or anything like that. It just wouldn't have worked. So, and it's good that I'm not bringing her, because to be honest, like I planned this little getaway because I had a mentee bee, a little bit of a mental breakdown, and I was just like, dude, I am burning the candle at both ends. I am so exhausted emotionally. I'm so sick of like having to make decisions for everybody 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm just tired. Like I've been warning CJ Charles, my fiance, I've been warning him, like, if I do not get a break soon, just for a few days or a couple days, like, if I don't get 2 days to myself, I will lose my mind. And so then that happened, and I was like, see, I told you, like, I need to get away. And so he was like, that's fine, like I'll make it work, which is really cool because he is so busy. He works all the time. Like he's never home during the day, which is hard because I just don't see, like Rosie never sees him. So it's really tough, but he was like, nope, I'll make it work and you just figure it out. And he was very supportive of that. Which was cool. And I was like, all right, tell me what dates I can go. And he told me, and I was like, well, what date can I come home? And he was like, whatever, like just make it this day and I'll figure it out. And I was like, okay, like, are you sure? Because I'm gonna book it. And he was like, yep, I'm sure. So that's cool of him to do that. I'm really grateful for him to make it work and to take care of things, because in the moment I really did need that break. But then of course it's kind of like therapy. You book a session with your therapist when you're like really in a jam and you're just like, oh my God, I feel horrible, I'm so mentally ill, I need help. And then the day of the therapy session comes and you're like, actually I'm feeling pretty good today, I don't want to talk, you know what I mean? And that's kind of how this was, where it was like, well, I was feeling really stressed and really anxious and really depressed in that moment, but now I'm feeling better, so I feel like I should bring the whole family with me on this trip. But it's like, no, that's That's what I booked it for, was to go by myself and to really take some time to just be with myself and rest and not focus on work or deadlines or, oh my God, I have to get this done by tomorrow or anything like that, but literally just to rest. And yeah, so am I still going to film videos while I'm on my little trip? Absolutely, because it's what I enjoy and it's what I like to do. It's my favorite thing to do. So will I still do that? Yes, but it's not like something I have to do, you know, where I'm like, oh, I'm going on a trip to work, you know. Will there be work getting done? Absolutely, but I am not like crunching a deadline or anything like that. So yeah, I brought craft stuff. I'm gonna watch movies. I'm going to eat good food, I hope, and just spend some quality time with Passport. We're gonna go for walks. We're going to just enjoy our time and like go on a ghost tour. That's our plan for a couple days from now. We're going on a little ghost walking tour. It's just 1.5 miles, walking around at 9 at night or like sometime in the dark. And yeah, so it'll just be really, really good. And it's hard when you're a parent, but specifically from my experience, a mother. It's hard to do things like this for a couple reasons for me. Like, reason number one, you're like, if I'm going to be going to have fun, I don't deserve to have fun unless I'm bringing my daughter with me, right? That's one aspect of it. And two, you just feel guilty. You're like, but I could be bringing my kid with me and we could be going on this adventure together. But I take her everywhere, you guys. Like, I took her to North Carolina earlier this year. We drove there together. We went to Savannah, Georgia this year. We went this year. And we went to Disney World. Like, we've done really cool things and been through so many states already this year, but it makes you feel guilty to do that alone, knowing that you could not be. And also the third aspect to it of why it makes me feel like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, is because when you're driving in a car for this long and you are like traveling for thousands of miles, the likelihood of getting into an accident is high. Like, it's not just like, oh yeah, it goes up. It's high, you know? And so, or like getting robbed, or like a murderer finding you and killing you, or whatever. Like, it just goes up, especially traveling alone. And so pretty much every time I leave the house without Rose, especially in the middle of the night when there are drunk drivers on the road or whatever, I'm always just like, if I die doing this thing alone for myself, I'll regret, like, in the afterlife, I'll regret it for the rest of my life. And everybody in my family will be like, why didn't she just stay home? Or why didn't she just bring, you know, like, so many things cross through my brain of just like reasons I shouldn't be doing this. But I'm trying not to let that stop me either, because then when my brain does that, it goes to, is this a sign? Like, am I having these thoughts that I shouldn't be doing this because I shouldn't be doing this? And like, this is my brain telling me like, no, don't do it, turn around, go back, Final Destination style. And it's like warning me against something bad. But I'm trying not to let that anxiety overtake me and really just go with it. Yeah, I don't know. Does any of that make sense? let me know. Let me know if I'm not alone there. Like, because the mom guilt is real. You freaking go to Target or to get a coffee and you feel guilty, you know? But especially like going on a trip like this, I'm just like, oh, I should bring her. Damn, I should bring her. But like I said, bring her everywhere with me. All the time. Like, if she's not at school, she's with me all the time. And so I don't need to feel guilty just for going one place alone, you know? She said, trying to convince herself. But yeah, I am bringing passport though, honestly, just for safety reasons. I don't want to, I wasn't going to bring her at first, but just for safety reasons, it just makes more sense to. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. Just because she is my protector and my guard diggity doo. And yeah, it's good. It's good. Does anybody else deal with this too? Listen to this. So this is so weird. Like, I am typically not, this is something that all liars would say, but I'm typically not a liar. I don't, like, when I lie, it's always for like either a good reason, like don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, or I'm keeping a surprise, like getting them a surprise present or something, like, you know, things like that. But I find myself lying sometimes about like weird shit that I'm just like, what, why are you, just tell the, like in my head I'm just like, girl, tell the truth. Like, you don't have to lie, you're a grown-up. And I'll give you an example in a second. But yeah, like, I just worry about getting in trouble, so I'll sometimes lie to avoid getting in trouble. But it's like, who's gonna be getting you in trouble, girl? You're almost 30 years old. But for example, I was talking to CJ's mom when she came by my house the other day, and she saw my suitcase, and because the suitcase was out from the other day and I just hadn't put it away yet, and she was like, oh, are you going somewhere? And I was like, no. And I just like lied. And even though I knew that I was, and in my head I was like, just tell the truth. But the reason why I do that is because with my parents in particular, like, they are totally the type of people, which this is no shade to my parents, they would agree with this, but like, I get a tattoo, and they're like, oh, have you ever thought about like not doing that, like after it's already there, you know? And they'll do that with me for trips that I go on. And if I go on a vacation or whatever, they, for a lot of reasons, they worry. Whether it's like, oh, you know, you should be saving that money because vacations are expensive. So they worry about that. They worry about my safety, especially when I'm traveling alone. They really worry about my safety, which I completely understand. Like, especially now that I have a kid of my own, I truly cannot imagine her ever texting me at midnight on a Sunday and being like, hey mom, just a heads up, I'm gonna be going states away by myself for a few days, like driving there alone, and I'm leaving right now. Like, I can't imagine getting that text. And I feel like as a mom, I wouldn't be like, no, don't do that, because I want her to have adventure, I want her to have fun, but I definitely feel like I'd be the mom to where I'd be like, all right, girl, let's pack our bags, I'll get in the car, like, I'm coming with you. And you can't always do that. Like, you know, you can't. Eventually, you gotta let them go. But so I typically wait to tell my parents that I'm leaving on a trip. I wait until after I've already been like started the adventure, because I don't want my parents or anybody to try to talk me out of a trip that I already have booked. Like, I've already booked the Airbnb and I've already started my drive, and they'd be like, oh, well, why are you doing that? And I hate that. Here's the other thing too. I hate having to explain myself and be like, oh, well, the reason why, and then go into this huge 20-minute long explanation of like, well, I really needed a break, and then having to explain, well, why did I need a break? You work from home, like, how hard can that be? You make your own schedule, how hard can that be? How much can you work? How much can you need a break? That doesn't make sense. Like, just having to explain myself. And not that those are questions that my parents or CJ's parents or anybody would ask of me, but like, it is often questioned, like, well, why is she going somewhere? Why is she going somewhere alone? Why is she going somewhere with just Rosie and passport? Like, it is something that people are always very curious about, and I just hate having to explain myself or having to like convince people that, like, whether you like it or not, I'm going. And so I just randomly lied, and I was just like, no, I'm not going anywhere, just because I didn't want to explain it. And then I ended up texting her a couple hours later and just being like, I'm so, like, correction from earlier, I'm so sorry, I don't, like, I lied, and here's why. Which is so much more awkward than just telling the truth in the first place, but whatever. It's just, and she was really understanding about it, and she was like, no, you're good, like, I get it, whatever, it's fine. Like, I'm not in trouble. But it's just funny, like, I so often fear that I'm going to be in trouble, and that I'm going to get in trouble. Like, that's the only way I can put it, because I know I'm not going to get grounded, I'm not going to get fired, I'm not going to, like, there's nothing that, no actual repercussions can actually happen, but I just worry that somebody is going to be upset with me. And I hate that. I hate being in trouble. It's like one of my worst, if I had like a list of feelings that I just can't stand, being in trouble is one of the top ones, where you just feel all the hot blood rush to your face, and you get the tingles in your cheeks of that shame, you know, and you're just like, oh man, I fucked up here, I'm in trouble. I hate that. I hate that so much. So, yeah. But I did text my parents. I meant to text them yesterday. That was like the whole thing. I was going to be like, hey guys, like, I just wanted to give you a heads up that this is where I'm going, this is what I'm doing, I'll keep you updated along the way. And I even put in that message, because I typed it all out, and I was like, I know I usually don't let you know until after I've already started the trip, but I'm trying to get better about that. And then I just never sent it. And so then tonight I had to be like, hey, just so you know, going on a trip right now, like I usually do, because I always like to keep them updated on where I'm going and what I'm doing, and like I send them my location all the time of like, where this is where I'm staying tonight, all of that. Like, I like them to be in the loop, especially, like, I never used to be that way, but especially after having my own child, I'm like, God, I hope that when she's, even, I don't care if she's 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, I want her to let me know where she's at all times. Like, I don't ever want to be in the dark and be like, she went missing, I don't know where she is. Like, I want to know where she's at, you know? So I try to do that with my parents too, and just let them know and keep them updated after the fact, like after I've already started the trip. So I did let them know. I'm waiting on a response from them though. I have not heard anything back. But that's fine. That is fine. But I did talk to CJ for like, I was like, hey, can I, because we were texting back and forth. I wasn't typing, I was just doing voice to text, but we were texting back and forth for like 30-45 minutes. And then I was like, hey, can I talk to you on the phone? Just because it's easier. And there was something I wanted to tell him that was just easier to explain in my words versus like trying to say, so I just saw this, period, and this is what it made me think of, exclamation point, like, you know, trying to talk like that. So he ended up calling me right away, and we talked for like over an hour, and it was really nice, like just reminiscing on the past trips that we've taken over the years, but especially the last couple years. And oh, it was just so nice. And I love talking to him about stuff like that because it helps remind me of certain details that normally I'd forget about. And it also is nice that I have videos, like ASMR videos specifically, but also videos on this channel where I could go back. Like if I really did forget, like what state were we in at that point? Where were we at that point? What were we doing? I have videos that I know that I filmed in those locations, and I can go back and listen to what I was rambling about, because I ramble about my life and what's going on and where we're at and what antique store we stopped at and just all that stuff. And so I love being able to go back and listen to all of that if I have to or want to. It's just such a blessing to have those memories. It really is. Because I don't have a journal, I don't have a diary, I don't have anything like that. I wish I did, but I don't. Because I'm afraid of people finding what I say. So I don't have a diary, but this is kind of like a very public version of a journal or a diary. It's not like, there are some things I don't say just because I can't talk about them. And I talk about the fact that I can't talk about them, but I never go into details about anything just because I can't. But for the most part, like everything in my life pretty much I talk about. Even like this stuff of like right now I'm not saying where I'm going because you're going to be seeing this while I'm there. So I don't even want you guys to know like what state I'm in or whatever. It's just not something I am willing to risk of people seeing exactly where I'm at, my location. But like in an ASMR video, I would ramble about where I'm staying, what I'm doing, how it's going, because I know that by the time it's uploaded, I'll already be home and safe. So I can be super honest and open and descriptive about my day and everything I'm thinking in my head. It's just really nice. I love to do that. There are so many vlogs, oh my gosh, so many vlogs that I want to edit together, two specifically of the trip that we took, the cross-country trip to Washington State and Oregon and back. I have the vlogs completely clipped together already, like sound erased, but clipped together. And they're just waiting on a voiceover. And I'm just so excited to actually do that. I think that's going to be one of the things that I do on this trip is record those voiceovers, because they're like 45 minutes long a piece, and it's footage of that trip that I have not watched back in a year. So I'm really excited to see that and to see like all the memories that I've forgotten, because I really don't have a great memory. It's actually sometimes a little bit scary to me how bad my memory can be. Like some things I remember so clearly and I will never forget like exactly how somebody said something to me. And then other things, it's like I truly did not even remember that. And it was so important to me, and you'd think that it would be like a core memory, and I just can't remember. But yeah, what was I saying? But oh yeah, it'll be nice to watch that footage back and remember all those things that I've forgotten, and the places that we stayed, and the stuff that we did, the little activities like day to day in the camper that I have forgotten about. It'll be so nice to see that, and just to capture those memories for real in a permanent way that I can look back on. I'm so excited. But it's a big ass commitment to do a voiceover like that in iMovie for 90 minutes of footage, because like, at least for me, I can't just sit down, press record and chat all the way through the video, because about 60% of the time when I record a voiceover, it will delete the entire thing. Like, I'll press end recording and it will all be gone. Like it never happened. And so if I just sat down and recorded the 45 minutes for the one vlog, there's a very high possibility that it would just completely disappear and I would have to do it all over again. So I have to do it in more like 1 minute long chunks. And that's just, it's so much work. It is legitimately, it's not, oh my God, it's so much work. Like, compared to other people, I know it's nothing. And like what other people's jobs entail, it's nothing. But to me, in my job, it's a lot of work and it is not fun and it's very frustrating. It can be, but it usually is very, very frustrating. And I don't look forward to that part of it. I wish I could just do it and know that like I could sit down, press record, press end recording, and it would just be there and be fine. But that is almost never the case. It almost always deletes. So, that's why I've been avoiding doing it. Not because I don't want to do it, because I really do. I can't wait to watch that footage back, but I just really dread what is the word I'm looking for? The tediousness of the recording process of voiceover. But I think that would be a really cute and cozy and fun thing to do with my heated blanket, because I did bring my heated blanket with me. If I just set up my little heated blanket on the couch and just recorded that little voiceover, that huge voiceover, who am I kidding? Little. If I could record that voiceover and watch that footage while I'm on this little trip, I think that would be really nice. But I'm going to a state that I've been before, I've stayed in before, but I have not really like explored it very much. So I am excited about that. Is the journey further than I thought it would be? Yes. I typically, if I'm going on a little trip like this, I like to keep the drive 7 hours or less. Ideally around 5 or 6 hours is like perfect, because that way I know I can do it all in one go. I can get there at a reasonable hour, like leave at a reasonable hour, and it's all good. But this time I picked it because of the Airbnb. Like, I have no idea what else is in that area. I just picked it because I liked the Airbnb, and it was a little further than I wanted it to be, but it was the perfect Airbnb. So I ended up choosing that, even though it is quite a haul. It is quite the drive. As of right now, I am going to arrive at 10:30 in the morning. So we've still got another 6 hours to go. 6 hours and 11 minutes to be precise, as of where I'm at right now. And I will be arriving early because you can't check in until 3. I will message them in the morning in a few hours, and like probably at 8, and just be like, hey, is there any chance we can check in early? hopefully they say yes. If they do, fantastic. If they don't, we'll figure out something else to do. We'll go to a little cafe or some nice outdoor spot or a park or something and just have ourselves a little time while we wait to be able to check in. But yeah, it'll be really nice. I'm excited to get there and begin our adventure, our little trip. I think I said earlier in the video that, oh shoot, we're coming up to a toll here. Hold on. I'm so not used to tolls. Blah. Let's see how much it is. I don't know which way to go. Go this way, I think. We'll see. I think I was supposed to go that way. Oh well. Oh well, I don't really know how tolls work, to be honest with you. Yeah, not really sure how they all work, but I did bring cash just in case. I did have to. Oh, it's $1.90. Is that what that said? $1.90. We'll see if there's another little place to pay, because that one, it didn't say, it just said like the lane that I went through said pay online, and then the other lane said pay online as well. But I don't know. I'm not worried about it. Everybody else can. If everybody else is going this way, I'm going this way. I was looking for a sign that said like pay in person or pay cash or whatever, but none of them said that. They all said pay online. So I don't know. I don't know. But what was I talking about? I don't remember. But what I will say is that if you guys are in the impact zone, or what, I don't know exactly what it would be called, but of the hurricane, I am thinking of you on this drive. I have been thinking of you for days. I can't imagine, especially in Western North Carolina, like up in the mountains, and people who just were not expecting or prepared for the devastation that has occurred. I'm so sorry for what you're going through, and I'm so sorry. And I just hope that in this crazy, horrible time that you are going through right now, that all I can do is just maybe provide a little bit of comfort through videos, or just making you feel like you're a little less alone. If you're lucky enough to have power to watch something right now, and I'm keeping you company, I am so glad to be able to do that. And I just hope the very best for you, and that everything is going to be okay. It's just, I'm so sorry that what you're going through right now is so devastating and hard and unexpected. And I have been thinking about you for days. I just can't even imagine. So yeah, it's just awful. But now we're coming up to some really bright lights. Let's see if this is a pay station. I don't know if it is or not. Ooh, hello, it's daytime. It's daytime, friends. But anyway, I suppose I have talked your ear off for long enough. I don't mean to keep you. I just wanted to talk and chit chat a little bit and just hang out, have you keep me company for a little while here on the vlog. This will probably not be the only one that I film, even like tonight. I will probably film more. As of right now, I don't think I'm going to stop throughout like this trip, throughout the night. I think I'm just going to plow through and keep it pushing. I'm not going to drive if I'm like exhausted. Absolutely not. It's just not worth the risk to me. Like I said, I'm very concerned about something happening to me while I'm out of town and just feeling never-ending regret if that were to happen. So, like, trust me when I say I am being very, very careful and very safe, and I would not do anything that could put me at risk of being injured or hurt. So, yeah, I will not drive tired. I will not drive, I mean, I'll drive tired, but I'm not going to drive exhausted or anything like that. And I'm just keeping my eyes peeled on the road and making sure that I'm keeping a safe distance from all the other cars and just being mindful of animals that may be on the road, different things of that nature. So we are good. We are going to be driving here for, it says we have 6 hours and 4 minutes left. So we're going to try to make it all the way through. If we can't, that's okay. I am happy to get a hotel. CJ he has his volume all the way up at home, so I can call him at any time and just be like, hey, can you book me a hotel for at some point for the next hour from now, and we'll go to a hotel and get some rest or whatever. But yeah, but anyway, I am hoping that you guys are all having a great day or a great night. I've really enjoyed, even though it was just like a really rambly random video, just talking about the same thing over and over. I did really enjoy talking to you tonight, and I hope that you enjoyed it as well. I am thinking about you guys always. Let me know how you are, and if there's anything you want to chat about, let's do it in the comments, and we're all here for each other. So if anybody is feeling extra alone or frustrated about something, let it out down below and we'll all pitch in together and talk. So yeah, I am going to do short form vlogs on this little trip as well. I'm going to hopefully do at least a couple short form vlogs, like the ones that I used to make a few months ago. Those were really fun, and I really like doing them when I travel. When I'm at home, it's kind of like, meh, do I like that? I don't think so. But when I travel, I'm like, ooh, it's just fun to like capture those little few second memories and things. So I will talk to you very soon, I promise. But I hope you have a great day or a great night, and I look forward to talking to you whenever I see you next, which will probably be very soon. All right, bye guys.